Hi everybody, welcome to a training session dedicated to the usage of Data Loader tool, which will enable you to integrate, insert, update Vinci Park data. To start, I would like to focus on the agenda. So how to actually, first of all, connection, downloading of Data Loader tool, and then a generation of your password dedicated to Data Loader. So first of all, we connect on Vinci Park Salesforce environment. So here I'm connected on Vinci Park test landscape, test environment. Actually, the action to perform are quite the same on the production. So let's start with the test environment. So what you need actually to do first is to download Data Loader tool. To do that, you need to connect to this specific URL, test Salesforce, test.salesforce.com. Okay. When you are on this page, you can actually log in with my own username so that you will have the access to the downloading of Data Loader. Okay, so I connect this way. Okay. I enter this specific login. So pauline.degor@vincipark.com.dev. And then the password is Kerensen 2014. So Kerensen 2014, okay. And now you are logged as Pauline Degor on Vinci Park Test Landscape, okay. When you are on with my user on this environment, you go to setup here, this hyperlink here, you click on setup, and from this page, you have a search field in which you just enter Data Loader. Okay, Data Loader. So here I have an access to Data Management Data Loader. You click on Data Loader, and from this page, you are able to download the Data Loader. So I let you click on this URL and install very simply the Data Loader tool. When it's done, actually, you will have normally a direct shortcut on your desktop. Here, I have it from here, and you will have just to double click on this shortcut to be able to export, insert, update your data. So now you have your Data Loader, that's good. So I let you close this window. So, okay, and come back to your own environment, test environment with your own user. So I let you connect on test environment Vinci Park with your own user, a local admin user. And now we will generate a very specific password so that you will be able to connect on Data Loader with your own identity. So first of all, you need to generate what we call a security token. So to generate this very complex password, you need to go to your environment. You click on your name here. Okay. You go to My Settings. You go to Personal. And you have a Reset My Security token. So you click on Reset My Security token. And you need to click on this green button, Reset Security Token, so that Salesforce will send to you a specific email with your security token password. So I let you click on this button, wait a few seconds, and Salesforce will generate for you your security token. So I have it here for me. And when you have it, when you have your security token, the goal is for you to have your password for data loader, because this one is not data loader password. Data loader password must be the concatenation of your password on Salesforce. So for me, it's Kerensen 2014 plus my security token, which is here. Oops. So you need to concatenate. I will put it in orange. So in blue, this is my Salesforce password. Okay. And in orange, this is your security token password. And this complete password is your data loader password. Okay. So now we can connect on data loader. So I'll let you come back on your desk and double click on data loader tool. Okay, so just close this window and keep this one. And first of all, what you need to do always, the prerequisite is to go to settings and to check on which environment you are. Very important, because you need to know if you are on test environment or on production. Here we are on test. If we want to go on production, we need to remove that. Okay? But I come back to this URL because we will make the demonstration on test landscape. So this is okay. Perfect. Now we can start a demonstration of insert of Park Data. As you can see, you have different functionality: insert, update, upsert. Upsert means an insert and or an update, depending if the record exists or not in Salesforce. So Salesforce will be able to actually insert when the record does not exist or update if it exists. You can delete. Be really careful with this functionality. We don't use it really a lot. An export, we will see after how to use the export. This is very important because when you will update records, actually, you can actually base it on a Salesforce ID. So to know which Salesforce ID are indicated for each record, you just need to make an export of your data so that you will recover the Salesforce ID for each record. Okay, so now let's focus on the migration files. In the toolkit, we have normally communicate to you two files templates. The first file is Vinci Park Data Migration Template. This is this format. This migration file is dedicated to the users. They must complete their park data in this file. Okay? So as you can see, they need to complete the site identification here, site start date, site end date, the status, active, inactive, and so on. So they complete each park data in this way. First park, second park, third park, and so on. Okay. When they are ready, when they actually communicate to you their complete file with their park data, then you will use a second file, which is the park data migration template technical fields. This is the one that you will use because it will enable you to make an import of data. So we will focus actually on these templates. Be careful because as you can see on the first file, the records are in this way. in columns, and actually you will need to transpose your data in line, in this way. Okay, line 1, line 2, line 3, and so on. But actually, the columns are quite the same, column and lines. So we recover exactly the same fields. Site identification, site start date, site end date, and so on. What is in red means mandatory data. So it is very important for you to check if all mandatory data are completed. If not, you need to put something relevant to enable the migration. Okay? So I open my file here, an example. So I open it. And actually I have two sites that I want to integrate. Okay? I want to integrate this site. I check first that all red fields are completed. Yes, it seems to be the case. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Very important. This field, owner. Owner means who will be responsible of the park in Salesforce and who will see the park data in Salesforce. Here we have nothing, but we need a Salesforce ID. If we have nothing, Salesforce will automatically put yourself as the owner of the park. So if I'm integrating data without a Salesforce ID here, then Salesforce will put these two park data, put myself as the owner. This is very problematic. So you first need to recover the Salesforce ID of your user. Here you can see that you have park manager. I have two park managers, John and Bill. Okay? And I need to recover I need to know the Salesforce ID in the application. So what I will do, please just note that if John or Bill are not Salesforce user, then check if you can use the senior manager as owner. If not, you will be the owner by default. So to recover the Salesforce ID of a user, you can use actually the data loader. So you open data loader, you make an export. So I will just enter my password here. Okay, I log in. And now I can make an export. So I choose the tab for this export. For that, I will use user, of course. This is the name of the extract. I can rename it user. It will be a CSV file. And I can choose where to put this file. So I will put it on my desk. Okay. Oh, it's quite slow. Okay, so next. It's a bit slow. I'm sorry. Okay, now you use the field that you want to export for this user. Of course, you need to export the ID. This is the Salesforce ID that you need to recover for your owner. You click on the last name, first name, also maybe username of company name, division, country. Yeah, I think it will be enough. We actually need last name, first name, ID. I think it will be enough like that. Okay, you click on finish. Yes, I want to make an export. Okay, so you can view directly the extraction. And now I have actually the first name, last name of my user. Okay, and I have my Salesforce ID. That's perfect. So actually I will use, so you can close it, huh? You can close it. Okay, you can see that everything is successful. Now I have put my CSV file on my desk. You open the file, okay, and let's take, who will take test user, Salesforce ID. So let's take this Salesforce ID, Park Manager test, okay. So I put Park Manager test here as owner. That's perfect. Okay, just note another point. Here you have ID, Salesforce ID. Here we are talking about the Salesforce ID of the park record and not of the owner. So this will be very useful if you want to make, for example, an update of your park record. You will be able to use the ID, Salesforce ID of the record, or you will be also able to use a site identification because this code must be normally unique and is identified as unique in Salesforce. Okay. So I save my file and actually I will just name it, put it in a specific folder on my desktop. So I just add a folder on Vinci. Oops. Data integration. Okay. I put this file as test wave 1. I register my file. Okay. Before integrating this file, there are two next steps. The first step is to remove the first line, sorry. This line is just for you to indicate to you the functional name. Here you have the technical name, here the functional name. But Salesforce doesn't want the functional name, very confusing. Salesforce just needs the technical name, okay? So I remove the first column, very important, remove it, first line, sorry. You suppress, okay. Now I'm fine. I can actually save it. And now I will save again the file as a CSV. So Salesforce does not integrate an Excel. Salesforce just integrates a CSV with comma as separator. Okay, so here it's not a point comma, it's a real comma. Okay, so I have actually put on my computer English regional parameters so that my computer will always save a CSV only with comma as separator. Okay, so I actually put this CSV here. I register. Yes, I want to save it as CSV. I can close my file. Okay, I register it. I can close also this window. Okay. So I come back to my Vinci data integration folder. I have the XLS. Okay. And I have my CSV. As you can see, in this CSV, the comma is the separator. So here I have all the technical fields, here the two lines, two records, and the comma here is my separator. So please check before integrating. Okay, so now we are ready for integrating the data. Perfect. So let's close it. Let's come back on Data Loader. And let's, as a first step, we can make actually an insert because there is no data for your country in Salesforce. Okay, so insert, you want to integrate static site data. So you click on static site data tab. Okay, you choose your CSV file. So my file is in Vinci Park Data Integration. slow again. I have my CSV here. Takes some time, okay. I can click on next. So Salesforce recognize my 2 records, so that's fine. I can click on OK. And now you need to make a mapping. Very useful. You have the technical name in your file and click on Create or Edit a Map here and click on Auto Match Fields, and Salesforce will automatically recognize your technical fields in your file with technical fields in Salesforce. Okay? Please note that some fields are not recovered. That's fine. It's normal. It's just normal. Okay? So normally you have all your needed file and you can click on OK. Then you click on Next. Here you can choose where to put your error or success file. So I will put it maybe in a different place on my desktop, and yes, in my Vinci data integration. Okay. I finish. Yes, I want to insert new records, and then Data Loader is starting the insert of data. Okay, perfect. Here you can see that I have 2 successful inserts. You can view them. Yeah. Okay, so now they have these records, Spark record, have a specific Salesforce ID. And this is the part that had been integrated. Okay, so let's come to static site data. Okay, and let's recover the 2 parks. So I think the code is this one, VP UK. Let's search for them, VP UK SET. Okay. Okay, so now I have recovered my first record. With this site identification, the owner is the test park manager, if you remember, corresponding to the Salesforce ID of this user. And I have recovered the different needed fields. So the insert is okay. That's fine. Now we need to know, because when you will make any update on your data, the objective for you will be to make an upsert. So now let's take our example XLS. Okay, so let's open the test wave 1 and let's change it. Let's change it as test 1 and test 2. So I changed the park manager first name here. And yeah, let's change both data. Okay. Remember, you need to have in first line the technical fields. Okay. This is your first line, and then the park record. So I save my file in test wave 2. Okay. And now I need to save it into a CSV file. So I save it now in a CSV file. Yes, okay, I close it. Yeah, okay. So now we are ready to make an upsert. So I close all my windows. Okay. The upsert. I make an upsert. I select again the static site data. I choose my CSV file, which is the test wave 2. It's again a bit slow, sorry. Yeah. Next. Okay. Now Salesforce is requesting a static site key. So you can choose the Salesforce ID of the record or the static site data. So ID, if you have a Salesforce ID, you can choose ID, or you can choose the site identification, which is, if you remember, here, it was the first field here, the VPUK, this one. This is the site identification, okay? So I choose the site identification and I click on Next. I create a mapping, I auto-match my fields, and now I can click on OK. Next, I choose to browse my log file here, that's fine, and finished. You have chosen to add new record and or update existing record. That's fine. So I click on yes. So the upsert is actually ongoing and I have 2 successful upserts. I can see my success. Okay, so I have my 2 park records and I can see that normally the park manager first name has changed. Okay, so if I click, if I come back to static site data, I can make actually a refresh. So you just click on enter on the URL. So now my first name of the manager, park manager, has been changed. So that's fine, and I can see if come back here, click on save. Okay, so actually that's quite simple to use. So if we make a sum up, very quick sum up, data loader usage. So first you need to upload your data loader. So you will need to connect with my own login and password, Pauline. You upload or download data loader. When you have your data loader on your desk, then you are able to connect with your own password on Salesforce and you will generate a security token. Then you will concatenate security token with your Salesforce password, okay, and you will be able to connect on data loader. Then you must actually rework the file completed by your country and containing all the park records. So you are the one controlling the data. So you take this file that will be communicated to the countries and you need to make a transpose of data so that you will complete your technical field file, your park data migration technical field. You will remove this column here and you will check that all mandatory fields are completed. You will need also to enter an owner ID. So we'll need to make an export of the Salesforce user of your country and to put the proper Salesforce ID here. And then you are ready to make an insert and then to update data based on the site identification. I thank you all for your attention and have a really nice day. Bye bye.